We're the largest snacking company in the world.
That everyone in the business is a leader and have a role to play.
So it just naturally made sense that, my career would progress.
And I wish someone had told me when I was in high school that that was an option.
It's all about maintaining relationships and
have such a wide array of academic backgrounds in the CCAS.
A strong network of women here to help you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Demi.
No problem.
So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a senior consultant in the climate change and sustainability team at EY. So there's quite a few acronyms that we use in our team, and the climate change and sustainability team acronym is actually named CCAS. So I'll probably be saying that quite a few times across this video. So essentially, we help companies understand the risks and opportunities that are involved with climate change and sustainability issues. So this helps companies with these challenges, and we help them identify opportunities to improve things like non-financial reporting and evaluating broader value impacts. We have 5 different teams in CCAS. They're a little bit of a mouthful, but I'll give it a go. The first one is Sustainability and Supply Chain Advisory, Non-Financial Reporting Advisory and Assurance. The third is Outcomes Measurement. The fourth is Environment, Health and Safety. And the fifth is Climate Change and Energy. So in terms of my background, I studied in Bachelor of Science and I majored in Environmental Science, and then I went on to study a master's degree in Environmental Management and Sustainability, where I majored in Corporate Sustainability, which is also a little bit of a mouthful, I'm sorry. And I've been working at EY, since January 2018. So about
Very
2.5 years.
And when you were at high school, did you always sort of know that this is the path you wanted to go down?
No, definitely not. I actually thought I would probably go into health services in high school, so things like physiotherapy, and then I decided that I would study engineering when I got to uni. I quickly fell out of love with that though. I didn't like all of the maths, not that I wasn't expecting that when I went into engineering. So then I went and trialed all these different subjects for probably about a year during uni, just to see whether anything really clicked for me, like biology, psychology, and then eventually a couple of things did, and those were the environmental and business subjects, and a subject called sustainable development, which really resonated with me. So I then had a bit of a mission to find out whether there was an existing market that married these, I guess, academic desires of mine. And I did end up finding that, which is where I pursued my master's degree in environmental management and sustainability, majoring in corporate sustainability, which is where the business side of things come into that. And yeah, it's history ever since.
Yeah, great. Well, it's been awesome you've been able to gel it all together.
Yeah.
So, and how did you come to start working at EY in the climate change and sustainability services?
Well, to be honest, I actually never knew that EY even had a market for climate change and sustainability until I actually found out during my master's degree that there was some kind of collaboration between the CCAS team and my degree. So this actually allowed me to complete a project in the CCAS sustainability reporting team whilst I was doing my degree in corporate sustainability. So that was awesome. I loved every minute of it. I loved the team. I loved the work that they did. And so after that, I absolutely knew that I had to make my way back there. So I applied for a graduate position after I finished my master's. I interviewed, but unfortunately I didn't get a grad position. However, I quickly applied for a few other roles that were available at the time, and I got a role in a smaller consulting firm, and I worked there for the next year and a half. Although I didn't work at CCAS for the first year and a half of my career, the time that I spent at this smaller firm was absolutely pivotal to some of the skills and the knowledge that I have to this day. So after that amount of time, I found that there was a role available in the CCAS EHS, which is the Environment, Health and Safety team. And that's where I knew that I wanted to be. So that's the current role that I'm in now.
Oh, great. And I'm sure you've worked on some amazing projects. What would be the most sort of rewarding one that you've worked on so far?
Well, the thing with CCAS is that a lot of the work, or probably all of the work that we do, is super meaningful and has such a really deep amount of purpose embedded in all of the work. We do things like helping workplaces be safer, supporting organisations tackle world issues like climate change and poverty, helping reduce carbon footprints, etc., etc. So everything is super interesting.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to choose from, but probably the top picks for me would be a project that I have worked on that helps schools become safer. So this is for the students and for the teachers. Which has been an awesome experience for me, because not only does our team get to work on the actual ground level by physically helping the students and teachers become safer at each particular school, but we also work at an extremely high level and at the top level to support with like procedural improvements to make keeping safer more practical and easier to do for schools.
Cool.
The second project I would have to say is helping an organisation protect and preserve environmentally significant land in Victoria. This was, it was amazing, especially since we are talking in context of things on the back of the Australian bushfires. It was more important than ever for companies to reach out and to try and preserve and restore significant Victorian land, which is why it was so incredibly meaningful. So we as a team helped brainstorm different ways to purchase land and restore the land to perpetually protect it indefinitely as well. This was also really good because it championed good land management practices by also looking at Indigenous land management as well, which was definitely at the forefront of the conversation on the back of the Australian bushfires, and it was definitely something that that really resonated with us and as a team, and probably all of Victoria as well.
What an amazing job you've got.
Thank you.
That's so cool. And so a little bit about your team. How do they support you in your career and your personal and professional development? Can you tell me a bit more about them as well?
I have to say that I am incredibly lucky to be working in such a supportive team. We have so much flexibility in our working life just to support different people's different lifestyles, such as working flexibly and working remotely at home, and people's different lifestyles, such as working with kids, so pick up time, drop off time, working 4 days a week, reduced hours, things like that just make it so much easier for your work to gel in with whatever lifestyle you lead. We also promote working across different service lines within the CCAS team as well. So this helps us, this helps us develop our skills and our knowledge even further. So that supports our personal development in terms of our career growth. So whether or not we want to actually specialise in a particular area of CCAS, or whether we want to broaden our knowledge across some different service lines. So that is definitely promoted within our team. In the wider EY context, in terms of our personal growth and learning, we have these different EY-led initiatives as well. So these are called EY Ripples and EY Badges. EY Ripples is a really good way for you to support and give back to the broader community. It's all about providing for the community and supporting different enterprises so that you can make a good social impact. So this particular Ripples project that I worked on helped a Melbourne-based social enterprise focus on identifying areas that they can improve on so that they can increase their social impact. And you can pick different projects that you want to work on, which is on the EY Ripples site, and pick which ones that resonate with you, that you have time for, and it was a really amazing experience. The EY badges was a little bit more focused on your personal development and knowledge, and it helps you with different areas of knowledge. So the one I'm undertaking at the moment is called Inclusive Leadership, and you complete different courses, read different books, listen to TED Talks and podcasts that relate to this particular subject, so that it can help you personally develop into the type of leader that you want to be, especially if you're working with different people. So this particular one focused on learning how to identify people's different social styles, which is very important when you're starting to mentor and coach other people. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That is really cool. So what types of professionals or academic backgrounds make up the CCAS team?
The CCAS team definitely challenges all of the perceptions that people have of EY, which is usually just being an accounting or a commerce related firm. We have such a wide array of academic backgrounds in the CCAS team, anywhere from psychology, environmental and chemical engineering, accounting and commerce, pharmacy, business, arts, geology, even some health specialists. And these are just the academic backgrounds of people that I know and work with super closely. Yeah, so there's definitely room for anybody in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say your top tips are for students considering a career at EY, and in particular in the CCAS team, you know, for those students out there that like, yeah, you know, the environment and sustainability is definitely something that's really important to me. What would be your top tips if they're listening and would like to get involved one day?
Oh, it's definitely a little bit difficult to round it down to one top tip. But I guess coming from me in terms of getting into EY and learning about my passions over my university courses, I guess it's ultimately for people to just focus on their journey, because everybody's journey is different, and you have to remind yourself that sometimes. As long as you're passionate and persistent and love something, for me, I ended up developing a passion and realizing that I loved sustainability and the environment, and working and helping companies get better. This is learning about this about yourself. You'll end up where you want to be eventually. So that being said, CCAS can definitely be a part of your journey, whether it be from a grad position or coming in as a senior manager. And as I said before, we have such a broad array of different backgrounds that it is really a place for you if you want to be there and if that's what you want to be passionate about.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Demi. It sounds like an absolutely amazing career path that you're going down, and
thank you.
Yeah, can't wait to hear about more of the projects you get up to soon.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.